Softball field at the home of Babe Ruth sports, baseball, softball. Everett taking on Link Classical. Brooke Warren on the mound. 2 quick strikes to Maddie DeRose, the shortstop for Everett. Strike 3 call. She changed up and dropped it in and caught her looking. Nice pitch. We mentioned before, Brooke is the daughter of longtime, outstanding, successful softball coach, Chris Warren. He had to move on when he became a vice principal. Very good athlete. He's a vice principal at Classical. He was a quarterback in English and led them to a Super Bowl. Haley Oteri, the center fielder, is the hitter. Gets the bunt down. Very nice play by Amanda Wilkins. Got to it quickly, got it to Kayla Morrow, the second baseman covering, and they get Oteri out. That's a very nice play, going 3-4. Looked like a perfect bunt for Oteri. Wilkins made a nice defensive play and took it away. Ariana Garoy, the first baseman, is the hitter. Hit foul back and out of play. This is like doing 2 home games for me. Doing Classical and then also doing Everett, because I do the Everett football games on their TV. It'll be my 21st year. I've done a lot of Super Bowls with Everett. Something's got to give. Both teams looking for their 7th win. Everett is 6-4. Classical 6-2. Hit down the first base line. Foul. Just bounced out. Wilkins was going to make the play. She tagged first to be sure, but they said foul. Brooke Warren, the southpaw, on the mound. Call, 3rd strike again. Good inning. Aided by the nice defensive play by Amanda Wilkins. 2 call, 3rd strikes. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Brooke Warren in Classical. And Classical will have a chance to get on the board first. Cecile Ferrillo is on the mound for Everett, and she'll be pitching against Maggie McHale, the center fielder, leading off. Amanda Wilkins, who made that very nice defensive play, the first baseman, will bat second. Kayla Morrow, who's on the back end of that play, will bat third. The left fielder, Kiara Edmonds, hits number 4. Batting 5th and playing shortstop, Rebecca Walker. The catcher, Maddie Dana, hits number 6. Batting 7th and pitching, Brooke Warren. The right fielder, Ciara Collins, will hit number 8. And Mary Collins will be the designated player, batting 9th. Hitting for the third baseman, Izzy Faisler. So Maggie McHale will step in. Most of these young ladies are 2-sport athletes. Tap to third. Very nice play by the third baseman, Maddie Smith. Got to it quickly. Threw a laser beam over to Ariana Garoy at first base. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Amanda Wilkins, the hitter. Waves at that pitch that was down in the dirt. Hit high and deep over the center fielder's head to the fence. Worker is on her way with a stand-up double. She got all of that. She hit that a very long way. Kayla Morrow, second baseman. She's a very good hockey player as well. Hit to the first baseman. Gore will make the play by herself. Wilkins will move over to third, but there's two away. Kiara Edmonds will try to get Glasgow on the board first. 2 outs, a runner at third here in the bottom of the first. In for a strike. Hit up the middle in the center field for a base hit. A big 2-out hit. So 2-out Lightning for Glasgow. Edmonds coming through with a big hit. Hit it straight up the middle, right over second base in the center field. Wilkins walked home with the first run. And Glasgow has a 1-0 lead. Rebecca Walker finishing up just a terrific career at Link Classical. She's an outstanding shortstop. She helped the basketball team get to the state tournament this year. And even more important, she's a terrific young lady. As all these kids are. High for a ball. She does it both ways for the Lady Rams. Outstanding shortstop making plays. Got a very strong arm. And she's got some very big hits for the team this year. High again for a ball, 2-1. I don't know if they checked with her. The base umpire put her arm out. Like, I don't know if she was saying yes, she swung. I guess she didn't because that's ball 4. So Walker draws a walk. 2-1 for Maddie Dana. Maddie is, as I say all the time, she's the daughter of Derek Dana. And she worries quite a bit about her father. The first thing she said to me after she said hello was, do you know how my father did? They have a huge game today, St. Mary's. Actually, it's part of a game. They tied Austin Prep 2-2. I think it was like 11 innings. Went extra innings anyway. And it's being completed starting today. It might be over by now. Swing and a miss, and it's 2 strikes. But she got a big game herself here, and she was worried about her father. She was the third baseman last year. She moved behind the plate this year. Off the catcher, that's going to move everybody up. So that takes away a force at any base. Maddie would love to get a base hit here. Get a run or 2 in. Pitch down the way, she got her swinging. So Glasgow gets a run. They threaten for more. But Furilla comes up with a big strikeout with second and third and 2 outs. Holds Glasgow to 1. But at the end of 1, Glasgow has jumped out on top of Everett 1-0. Haley Nurser, the catcher, is the hitter. Hits it high in the air, third baseman in foul territory. It's a foul ball. Vessel was circling around it. Looked like she had an easy play. And then all of a sudden it bounced behind her. It bounced. Looked like it was going to be a base hit. But the umpire said it was a foul ball. Change up. Over but low. And it's 1-1. A little bit of a crowd here for a Saturday afternoon. Out around the outfield fence, down the third base line, first base line. Swing and a miss. Pop up. Coming on, had it and dropped it. Kara Collins had it. It hit the heel of her glove and she dropped it. So Nessler will reach on the error. Everett has the tying run on. Maddie Smith, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Pushes the bunt down the first base line, foul. They got it picked off at first. And they tag her out. She got off the bag. Dana threw it behind her. So Kira Collins says thank you for picking her off. The error doesn't hurt. Swing and a miss. They had a dead as a doornail. Line to left field, that'll be a base hit. So that pickoff at first is very big now as Smith gets the first hit for Everett. So instead of 2 on and nobody out, it's 1 on with 1 out. Veronica Besto, the second baseman, is the hitter. Bunts it to third, no play. And nobody covering third, so the runner goes all the way to third. Fessler slipped and fell, still trying to make the throw. Besto will get a base hit. Hustling with Smith going all the way to third. So Everett has first and third with 1 out. And that pickoff at first looms even larger now. Elizabeth Peach, the left fielder. High for a ball. In for a strike. They throw it away. High throw is going to allow the run to score. So the stolen base, they try to throw it to the cutoff. Morrill, hoping to catch the runner from third coming home. Instead, the overthrow allows the runner to score and tie the game. Swing and a miss. Second error in the inning for Classical. Everett has tied it up. Hit back to the mound. And they throw it away again. They held the runner at second. She took off. They made the play at first for the second out. She broke for third. She was in, and the errant throw. So a couple of gifts by the Lady Rams here in this inning has given Everett the lead at 2-1. 3 errors in the inning. One of them got wiped out on a pickoff, which is huge right now because it would be an even bigger inning. So the runner at second held. When Warren turned to throw the ball to first, the runner took off. Besto made it to third, then the throw got wild to third base, out into left field in foul territory. And Besto easily scores. So Brooke Warren can sue for non-support. Warren throws it away again. She's going to keep going all the way to third. Warren knocked it down, had to go get it. And when she picked it and turned, she threw it away at first base. And Michaela Bessler just kept running and went all the way to third base. Ashley Fitzgerald, the right fielder, will be the hitter. Erica Richard, the coach, came out to talk to everybody, including the outfield. Everybody was around the mound. Ashley Fitzgerald, the number 9 hitter, with 2 outs. Hit foul off the backstop. Hit foul again off the backstop. Four errors in the inning by Classical. They're lucky it's only 2-1. Popped up. Kayla Morrow will make the play. They finally get the third out. 6 hitters go to the plate. 2 of them score. 4 of them reached on errors. We played an inning and a half. 2-1, Everett. Starting off the bottom of the second inning. Classical now has to play catch-up. They trail 2-1. Hit slowly to short. They're going to have to hurry. If they don't get her, she beat it. Brooke Warren, one of those guys that, one of those girls, I guess, throws left, bats left. Kara Collins, they're going to run for Warren at first base. Home plate umpire straightened out the substitution with the Everett coach. And again, we go back to you can run for the pitcher and catcher anytime they get on base with no penalty to either the pitcher, catcher, or the runner. That was put in a few years ago to try and speed up the game. Tried a bunt and missed it. He threw the ball down, diving back. Mackenzie Shea is the pinch runner, diving back at first. They get the bunt down. They make the play at second. What a great throw by the catcher. Nestor with a great throw gets the runner at second base. They got the bunt down. Looked like a good one. And the catcher, Nessa, made a tremendous throw. Right on the money to get the runner. Waved at that pitch that was down and away. Diving back at first is Collins. Nice play by the second baseman. A base hit taken away by Besto. Dove, knocked it down, and while she was on the ground, just flipped it underhand to the shortstop. Two outstanding defensive plays by Everett starting the second inning. Top of the order, Maggie McHale. McHale slapped it to the third baseman and got thrown out leading off the first inning. Tries the bunt and misses it. They were kind of playing for the bunt because the second baseman was almost up in front of the pitcher. Besto was really shortened up, and the outfield is shortened up. Outfield is playing a deep infield. She runs up. Just didn't get it over the third baseman's head. Maddie Smith over the shoulder makes the catch. So two terrific defensive plays. One by the catcher, one by the second baseman. Knocks Classical down in the second inning. We finished 2 here at the Grace Regado softball field. Everett leading Classical 2-1. Top of the order for Everett as we start the third inning. Maddie DeRose was called on a strike leading off the ball game. Good pitch for a strike from Warren. Classical, up until the last day, have been playing very good defense this year. All of a sudden, they made up for it in 1 inning. Hit foul off the catcher. 0-2. Hit to right field, coming on, has to play it on a hop. When DeRose gets a base hit. Haley Terry, the center fielder. Bunted, and Amanda Wilkins made a great defensive play throwing her out. She squared, took the pitch for a strike. Wilkins almost down her throat. The first baseman. Popped it up off the screen behind home plate. Count goes 0-2. High for a ball. Finally got a really nice day. People can actually walk around. Still have to wear maybe a light jacket, but it's nowhere near as cold as it's been. But the wind is still, but when the wind stops, it's actually warm. Popped up. Kayla Morrow goes a couple of steps on the outfield grass. Makes the play. One away, Ariana Garoy, the first baseman, was called out on strikes. High and tight for a ball. High again for a ball. In for a strike. Up, foul back, and out of play. The count evens at 2. Slices it foul off to the right side. Count stays 2-2 to the Crimson Tide first baseman. Hit a long way to left field, coming over near the line. Nice job by the left fielder, Kiara Edmonds. A couple of steps to her right. Solid shot by Garoy. Edmonds able to track it down. 2 away. Kaylee Nesser, the catcher, hit a line shot right at the right fielder, and it was dropped. And that started that 4-error inning. She probably got picked off at first base, but then after that, 2 base hits and 4 errors, 3 errors after that. Hit foul over the Everett dugout. And that brought home 2 Everett runs, and that's the difference, 2-1. Change up, swung on and missed. Good pitch by Warren. That inning was sort of like, reminded of the last game we did with Classical. Classical won 3-2. 2 of their runs came on throwing errors. And they scored the winning run on a throwing error. They played Medford here. Both teams were undefeated in the division. In the last error, the ground ball to third, all the third base had to do was tag third base, first and second. Instead, just came up throwing the first, threw it over the first baseman's head. The run scored to make it 3-2, and that was the final score. The second run was trying to pick a runner off at third base, threw it into left field. High for a ball. The runner got a good pitch to run on. A changeup that was high. So DeRose steals second and gets into scoring position with 2 outs. Lined into right field for a base hit. 2-out Lightning for Everett. Catcher who made that great defensive play on a bunt, throwing the runner out at second base, gets a big 2-out hit. Second time she's going to right field. This time she got it just inside the foul line. So that stolen base was huge. As Everett has tacked on another run, making it 3-1. So the leadoff single, the steal with 2 outs. And the big 2-out hit by the catcher. Kaylee Nesser. I think they put a runner in for this time. Last time they left her in the game. And she got picked off. Hit the second base. Morrill is there for the putout. That's the third pop-up that Morrill has caught in 3 innings. But a little 2-out Lightning for Everett. They got a big 2-out hit by their catcher, Nesser. They get a base hit. Or they get 1 run, rather, with 2 base hits. And Glasgow got a little deeper hole to dig their way out of. It's now 3-1 going into the bottom of the third. The bad news is down 3-1. The good news is they got a lot of time left. But they got to go to work against Cecile Ferrillo. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Classical. Amanda Wilkins, Kayla Morrill, Kiara Edmonds. Wilkins doubled her first time up and scored the run that gave Classical the 1-0 jump at the bottom of the first. So she's 1 for 1 with a run scored. She made a nice defensive play in that first inning, taking a hit away on a bunt. She'd like to get something started here for the Lady Rams. Solid shot right at the third baseman. Nice play. You can't hit any better than Wilkins hit it. She drilled it. Third baseman Smith went down, smothered it right at her ankles. It was hit hard enough that she had plenty of time to throw Wilkins out. Virtually a shot on 1 pitch, and there's 1 out. In for a strike. Kayla Morrow bounced to the first baseman her one trip. Down and away for a ball. It's Wilkins' shot, a foot or two right or left. It's in the left field, maybe extra bases. Instead, Smith takes it away with a nice stop. Hit in the air to left center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Morrow turns and goes into second with a double. Nice try by Oteri, the center fielder. Had to go a long way. She was towards right center for a left-hand hitter. She had to go a long way to try and pick that off. So Morrow gets a double. Kara Edmonds came up with a big two-out hit in the first inning, knocking in the one run. Can she do it again? Up and away for a ball. Catch it. Neshma's not afraid to throw the ball around. He's got a very strong arm. High again for a ball. As soon as Nessa catches it, she's set to throw any place. In for a strike. 2-1 the count to the Lady Ram left fielder. Down and in for a ball. Looked like she took something off. Edmonds thought about it and just held up. And it kind of goes 3-1. In for a strike, we go full, they throw it down again to the shortstop. And that's ball 4. So Glasgow has the tying runs on base for Becca Walker. The shortstop, she walked her first trip. Brings a little conference out to the mound. Gives Erica Richard a chance to talk to her hitter. So that play at third base by Maddie Smith is even bigger now. After it was followed by a double and a walk. Glasgow could have a good-sized inning going here. In for a strike. Walker, as I mentioned, she walked her first time up. Hit foul past third base. Nice kick save by Erica Richard, the third base coach. Two strikes to Rebecca Walker. Lowell goes by the catcher to the backstop in the dirt. The wild pitch will move the two runners up. So now Walker has a chance to tie the game up with a base hit. At least put the ball in play and get one run home. They faked. What a nice play by Smith. Outstanding play. They're calling a runner safe at home plate, I think. The rule is you can't block the plate without the ball. I think he's saying that the catcher blocked the plate and the collision at the plate, and they're calling the runner safe. But what a tremendous play by Maddie Smith. She pumped like she was going to throw the ball to first base. Morrill, the runner, took off thinking she was going to score. And they called the runner safe at the plate on interference by the catcher. So the catcher will get an error. Thank God Morrill's getting up. So Everett is upset. They called the runner safe at the plate. There's now 1 out. It's now 3-2. And it's second and third with 1 out. As Walker hustled in. So Maddie Dana has a chance to tie it up or put Classical ahead. They call the catcher for blocking the plate without the ball. Hit the shot. And now they did not call the runner. They called the runner out at the plate. I thought Everett was acting up like they were. So they didn't get the run. And that's the third out. So I apologize for that. The way Everett was reacting and the fans were screaming, I thought they made the call blocking the plate without the ball, but they didn't because that's the third out of the inning. So the double and the walk, a big-time defensive play, 2 big-time plays by Smith in the inning, keeps Classical off the board. And at the end of 3, it's still 3-1 Everett over Classical. Hit foul by Veronica Besto, the second baseman, starting the 4th inning. 6, 7, and 8 for the Crimson Tide. And I apologize for that. I certainly misread that. Swing and a miss for strike 2. A tremendous play by Maddie Smith. She pumped like she was going to throw to first. Got Michaela Morrill scooting home. They threw the ball home. A collision at the plate as it's strike 3 swinging. And the way that the Everett coach and the Everett fans and the Everett bench was really getting up and really being very demonstrative to the umpire, I can only imagine that they called the runner safe on interference by the catcher. And I thought that's the way it went until I saw the third out, realized that they just called the runner out at the plate. But 2 great plays by Smith. She made that big stop on the shot from Wilkins to start the inning and made a very heads-up play, faking the throw, because Morrill was going to score if they throw the ball at first base. She just pumped, faked, and said, gotcha. And they got Morrill trying to score. Just got a foul tip. Small piece of that pitch. Very late swing that time. That was almost in Maddie Dana's glove when she hit that one off the backstop. Hit out in front. Safe at first base. Warren was going to get it. I don't know if Dana called her off. They wound up with Dana getting it. Peach gets a base hit. Morella Bessler. Swing and a miss. She hit it off the glove of Warren. Warren picked it up and threw it by the first baseman, and Bessler made it all the way to third. That was that inning when Glasgow made 4 errors, and Everett scored 2 runs. Swing and a miss. Down and away for a ball. Hit foul off the catcher. Hit foul again. Hit in the left field for a base hit. Out at third, trying to go to third base. Peach had that ball right in front of her. Easy play for Kiara Edmonds to get it to Fessler for the easy tag. So 2 outs now with a runner at second. Down and away for a ball. Nice throw by Edmonds. Still had, even though it's easy, still had to be a perfect throw. Nice tag by Fessler, the third baseman. So Everett running the bases, forcing Classical to make plays. And that second inning, it paid off running the bases because Classical threw it around and gave Everett 2 runs. Ashley Fitzgerald, the right fielder, popped to the second baseman her 1 trip. Pop foul out of play. Hit the second base. Kayla Morrow makes another play. Thank God she's okay after that collision. Nice to see her up and about. She's a tough kid. So she's a very good hockey player. So Everett gets 2 base hits after a strikeout. But the nice defensive play by Kiara Edmonds, throwing the runner out, trying to go from first to third on a base hit to left. Shortens the inning. We're halfway through the ball game with Everett holding on to a 3-1 lead. This was a game that was supposed to be played back where many were rained out or called off. So this is a rare Saturday afternoon for these 2 teams. And I don't know if these two teams will play again. They may have to play another game this year at Everett. I don't know whether they've played that game yet or not at Everett with all the rainouts and all the weather. But this will be the last year that Everett will be in the Northeastern Conference. They were voted out. They were voted in, and they played, and they were very competitive. Everett, Malden, Medford, Somerville, in every sport were very competitive. Football, Everett played an independent schedule. They didn't come in. They voted Everett football in this year, and before they could come in, they voted them back out again. They voted those teams out. And Revere, who had come over from the Greater Boston League into the Northeastern Conference League, is now leaving. They're going to go with those 4 teams back to the GBL League. Brooke Warren slapped a ground ball to short and beat it out for a base hit. Hit foul. Slicing off to the third base side. Wide for a ball. Almost chased that one. 7, 8, and 9 for Classical here in this bottom of the 4th inning. Hit foul again. Classical won the big one against Medford. They were both undefeated in, I don't know if it's the North or South, whichever division they're in. Chased that pitch, was down the way for strike 3. So Classical's undefeated in the division, but this is a division game with Everett. Kira Collins, the right fielder. Thought she had a nice sacrifice bunt down after Warren got the base hit, but the catcher, Nessa, made a tremendous play, threw a rifle shot to the shortstop at second base and got the lead runner. It wound up being a force out. High for a ball. Collins is the right fielder. Way inside, far enough to hit her. So a base runner for Mary Collins. She thought she had a base hit. Second baseman Besto went down on her knees and picked it, and on her knees made the nice underhand toss to second for a force out. Runs up the slap and gets a piece and fouls it right to the catcher. He shot him way up in the outfield. Way up and in for a ball. Top of the order, Maggie McHale on deck. Hits it over the outfielder's head. They were playing shallow. Mary Collins gets it done. She's going to get a stand-up triple. They played in thinking she was going to slap a bunt, and she rifled it over the right fielder's head for a triple. Not bad for your number 9 hitter. Designated player hitting for the third baseman, Fussler. So Classical gets back in it, and they have the tying run at third. Maggie McHale looking to put the ball in play. She's had a little thing with the third baseman, Maddie Smith. She grounded out third to first, slapping it, trying to beat it, and then she popped up to the third baseman. So hitting from the left side, she's going to the third baseman twice. Everett squeezing in a little bit in the infield and the outfield as well. Tries to bunt and misses it. They throw the ball down to third. Scooting back is Mary Collins. So that wasn't a squeeze. That was a bunt. If they get it down, maybe we can try and score. Otherwise, we'll just try for a base hit. In for a strike again, 0-2. Amanda Wilkins on deck. McHale would love a base hit, but she wants to put the ball in play and get that runner from third home. Hit slowly a shot. They only have one play. They don't get it. She's safe at first base. She gets that extra step. Not solidly hit. Good strong throw by the shortstop. McHale just beat it for an RBI. Glasgow's got themselves a 2-run inning and they got a tie game. In for a strike. Wilkins ripped a double to left center field the first time up and scored the first run of the game. Last time up, she hit a rifle shot, smothered by the third baseman and got thrown out. So she hit the ball hard twice. Down and away for a ball, 1-1. Popped up. Second baseman went across the second base back, almost interfered with the shortstop. Shortstop DeRose makes the play. 2-way for Kayla Morrow. Bounce to the first baseman. Double to left center field. In for a strike. So Glasgow with the 8 and 9 hitters coming through, helped out by a hit batsman. And then the top of the order, McHale getting a big hit, have come back to tie it up. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner. Quickly it's 0-2. Morrow was the one that looked like she was going to score on the ground ball. The third baseman, Maddie Smith, pump faked and caught her going home for a big out in the third inning. Hit off the pitcher. That'll be a base hit. Solid shot off Farillo. That extends the inning for Kiara Edmonds, who was singled in a run and walked. Edmonds had 2 out lightning in the first, getting a base hit, knocking in the first run. She'd like to have lightning strike again. In for a strike. Good fastball. Good pitch by Furillo. That had a little bit of mustard on it. Edmonds, pretty good basketball player too. Slices it foul off to the right side. McHale at second. Morrill at first. 2 away, 2 runs in. Glasgow's battle back to tie it up. Try to hold back on that pitch that was high, a little bit outside. The little half swing, got a piece of the softball and fouled it off the screen. Drop to third. The third baseman, all she had to do was go to first base with the ball. She looked like she was going to try and get the force at third. She looked to flip it to the shortstop. Shortstop couldn't get there. It's going to be a fielder's choice for Edmonds to load the bases, extends the inning. Becca Walker has walked and hit to a fielder's choice. She was the one hit the ball to third that wound up with the force at the plate. So the bases are loaded. And I don't think there's anybody else that Erica Richard could think of to have up at the plate at this time. She's the 8th hitter in the inning. Hit in the center field for a base hit. 2 out Lightning again. Walker comes through. So it wasn't an error, but it was an error of omission. The third baseman simply had to throw the ball to first base for the third out. Instead, she turned to make. She was too far away from the bag to get the force. She was going to flip it to the shortstop. She wasn't there. Everybody reached on the fielder's choice, allows Walker to hit. She gets a big single for 2 RBI, a big 4-run inning, and allows Maddie Dana to consider the inning. She chops it down the first base line, foul. So they batted around. Dana was the 9th hitter in the inning. A hit batsman started it. Solid shot in the left field. Dana coming through with a big out, 2-out hit. Brooke Warren led off the inning with a strikeout. We'll have a runner for Dana at first base. A 5-run inning for the Lady Rams. All but one coming with 2 outs. McHale got the 1-out single. Becca Walker got the big 2-out, 2 RBI single. Hit in the air to left field. So they send 10 to the plate. 5 of them score. The hit batsman started it. 4 big base hits. A big booming triple by Collins. The big 2-out hits, a 2 RBI single by Walker, an RBI single by Dana. And all of a sudden, that 3-1 deficit is now a 6-3 lead as we finished 4 innings. Classical 6, Everett 3. Top of the order for Everett as we start the 5th inning. DeRosa struck out, singled, and scored. Swing and a miss. She singled and got a big stolen base with 2 outs. And then Kaylee Nesser, the catcher, got a big 2-out hit. So we've had a lot of 2-out action here. Hit in the right center field for a base hit. In with a stand-up double. Haley or Terry tried to bunt. Wilkins made a nice defensive play and threw her out. Last time up, she popped to the second baseman. Everett looking to come right back. Squared the bunt, took the pitch. I thought he said strike. It looked like a good pitch. I'm not going to try and be the umpire from out here. Gets the bunt down. Wilkins again with a very nice play. Should get credit for a sacrifice. Wilkins throws her out. Wilkins and Morrow combining again. They combined on the first bunt by O'Terry. DeRose moves over to third. Ariana Garoy, the first baseman, has struck out and flied to left. Swing and a miss. Popped up. That's a very big out. With the runner still at third, a step in foul territory. Wilkins makes the play. So 2 away. Haley Nessa reached on an error when the ball was dropped in the outfield. Promptly got picked off at first base by Dana. Last time up, situation, DeRose in scoring position. She got a big 2-out hit. So Everett looking for 2-out lightning again. Now trying to get close. They were ahead before. Now they're trailing, trying to eat into a 3-run Classical lead. Warren trying to keep that runner at third base. Wilkins will make the play. Warren comes up big. Wilkins makes all 3 plays. 2 putouts and an assist. The runner gets to third, but that's as far as they get. We're moving to the bottom half of the 5th. Glasgow holding on to that 3-run cushion. It'll be 8, 9, and 1. And this 8 and 9, both Collinses started the uprising in the 4th inning. Kiara got hit by a pitch. Mary, with everybody pulled in, they were thinking she's going to bunt, she's going to slap. She ripped it over the right fielder's head for a triple. And then scored the tying run on McHale's base hit. And Glasgow kept going. They sent 10 to the plate, 5 of them scoring. So Kira Collins, the right fielder, thought she had a base hit with a bunt. Catcher Nessa made a tremendous play, got it, threw a rocket to second base. It wound up a force out. Last time up we mentioned she got hit by a pitch, came around to score, so she's 0 for 1 with a run scored. And she'll look to get it started in the 5th inning for the Lady Rams. Hit to short. DeRose, boy, she's got an arm and a half. Her and the catcher, that should just throw ropes. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's see how they play Mary Collins now. They're not squeezing in anymore, playing for a bunt or a slap. They're playing normal defense. Pops it up back over the backstop out of play. Hit foul off the backstop. Quickly 2 strikes. Collins is the designated player. She's hitting for the third baseman, Fessler. Chase, the pitcher was down in the dirt. They'll throw it out at first base. So what a difference an inning made. Last time the Collinses hit by a pitch and triple. This time a ground ball and a strikeout. Maggie McHale ground to third, popped to third. Safe at first base. Tremendous try by Besto. A slap looked like it was going in the outfield. She went down, smothered it. She was on the ground trying to throw McHale out. McHale can fly. She gets the extra step being left-handed, and she beat it for a base hit. Her second hit. Another shot by Wilkins for a base hit. She doubled her first time up and scored. She ripped it right at the third baseman who smothered a solid shot. The last time she popped to the shortstop. Now she strokes it again, ripping it into left field for a base hit. Kayla Morrow bounced to the first baseman. Doubled, singled, and scored. She's 2 for 3. She scored the run that put Classical on top. She hits it to the second baseman. Besto over to Garoy. Well, Classical leaves 2. They were looking for a little more 2-out lightning. They get back-to-back hits with 2 outs, but they're stranded at first and second. We've completed 5 here at the Grace Regato Field. Classical with a 5-run 4th inning, leading Everett 6-3. Maddie Smith, the third baseman, she's been outstanding offensively. She made that one error of omission. It wasn't an error. She simply had to throw the ball to first base for the 3rd out. And it cost them dearly. It allowed Becca Walker to hit, and she drilled a 2-run single. And that allowed Dana to hit, and she got an RBI single. So the difference in the game is after that play, she turned like she was going to tag third. She was too far away. Had nobody to throw it to. The shortstop couldn't get there. Everybody reached. And the 2-out back-to-back singles by Walker for 2 and Dana for 1. And that's the difference in the game. Classical leads by 3. Another nice play by Edmonds. She crawls over to first base. She was down on the ground. She crawled over to first, reached with the glove, and tagged the bag for the out. What a year she's having. Veronica Besto, the second baseman, singled and scored, struck out swinging. Warren jammed her up and in and fouled it off the backstop, right off the hands. Swing and a miss, in on the hands again. Didn't miss by much. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, she gets her. Six of the last 7 retired by Warren. Elizabeth Beach, left fielder, bounced to the pitcher, singled, and she was thrown out trying to go from first to third on a base hit. A nice play by Kiara Edmonds. Hit foul past first base. Line to left field, nice play. Edmonds almost came in a step too far. She went over, had it, and at the last minute she had to reach right up about her shoulder, almost like her right ear, to pick off that line shot. She almost took a step too far. 6 in a row, 7 out of 8 retired by Warren. Everett is down to their last 3 outs, and Warren will be facing 8, 9, and 1 in the 7th inning. Glasgow would like to add a couple. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Glasgow. Kiara Edmonds, Becca Walker, Maddie Dana. The middle of that Glasgow defense offense. So both teams have played giveaway a little bit. 4 big errors in the second inning helped Everett to a 2-1 lead. And as I mentioned before, it wasn't an error, but it was an error of omission. It's ruled a fielder's choice. But if the third baseman threw the ball to first, the inning is over. And we're possibly looking at extra innings. It would be 3-3 now. Instead, Edmonds reached. Everybody was safe. Edmonds singled in a run, walked, reached to the fielder's choice, and scored. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. It was her ground ball that wound up blowing the bases when the third baseman, instead of throwing to first, tried to get the out at third. Hit off the shortstop's glove. I'm going to give Edmonds a base hit. That's a very tough play for the shortstop. She stopped her from going in the outfield. She had to go way to her left behind the second base bag to knock that down. Her arm is strong enough, but that's a tough play. She would have had a turn to throw the ball to first. I can't give her an error on that play. Becca Walker's on base 3 times. She walked, reached center fielder's choice, and got a big 2 RBI single that gave Classical the lead, knocking in the 4th and 5th runs. A big 2-out hit. She gets the bunt down. Safe at first base. The error on the throw. That's the first error by Everett. So 2 on with nobody out. We got a pinch hitter. Excuse me, this is Maddie Dana. Struck out, grounded out to short, and got a big 2-out hit for an RBI to make it 6-3. And she's also done a nice job behind the plate, picking a runner off at first base. And that was big. That was in that 2-run second inning, after the leadoff hitter reached on an error. Back to the pitcher. For a second, she was going to go to first base with it, then thought, wait a minute, maybe I should go to third. So first and second, with 1 out, I think we're going to run for Dana at first base. Brooke Warren's the hitter. She slapped the shot for a base hit. In the 4th, she batted twice. She struck out swinging and flied to left field. That was the inning. Classical got 5 and batted 10 hitters. Hit the deep shot, no play. It's going to be a base hit. DeRose might have saved a run if that goes into left field. So the bases are loaded. Reese Brinkler is the runner at second base. For Dana. Hit foul by Kiara Collins. She was bunted into a fielder's choice, got hit by a pitch and scored. She started that big 5th-run inning. And she grounded out, shot to first her last time up. She's up with the bases loaded now and 1 out. High for a ball. So shortstop Maddie DeRose made that nice play. Warren's hit goes into left field. It's a base hit. It's going to score a run. Instead, she knocked it down in the infield, loading the bases. Chase, that pitch was in the dirt. Goes to the backstop. Good hustle by Becca Walker. She comes home and scores. Pitch out of the strike zone. Down the dirt. Good heads up running by Walker. Didn't hesitate, came home and scored. Strike 3 called. Mary Collins reached in a fielder's choice, tripled in a run and scored, and struck out swinging. So she's 1 for 2, but the one was very big, a booming triple. And that was, I go back, they brought the outfield in, they brought the infield in, looking for the bunt, the slap, and she hit it over the right fielder's head for a triple. If it wasn't for the fence on the outfield, it would have been a home run. So one hit was huge. She got them within 3-2, and she scored the run to tie it. in for a strike. Glasgow has given Brooke Warren another run to work with here. Actually, Everett has given a run to work with the error. Hit back to the mound. They throw Collins out. So here we go into the 7th inning. Glasgow adds another run. It's now 7-3 in favor of the Lady Rams over the Everett Crimson Tide going into the 7th and final inning. Bottom 2 in the inning as we start the 7th inning for Everett. Moralia Bessler, the designated player. She hit it off the pitcher's glove. When it was thrown away, she went all the way to third, got stranded there. Last time up, she got a base hit. She was thrown out trying to go from first to third on a base hit. So she's 1 for 2 against Brooke Warren. Chased the high pitch, swung right through it. So Warren 3 outs away from getting Glasgow their 7th win. Glasgow gave her an extra run to work with. It's now 7-3. One, two, the count. Designated player, she hits for the pitcher. Hit in the air to right field, over near the foul line. Kira Collins goes over and makes the play. Nice running defensive play by the right fielder. 1 up, 1 down. Ashley Fitzgerald popped to second, grounded to second. Popped up. Fessler right in the middle of Wilkins, Dana, and Warren. Picks it off. 1 pitch, the second out. Glasgow 1 out away from a very big win. Maddie DeRose has played very well. She struck out, singled and scored, and doubled. Has played very well at shortstop. We told you about the arms of her and the catcher. You don't normally see throwing. I'm not trying to be a chauvinist, but they throw the ball very hard. Hit the shot. Becca Walker with the play. She goes a couple of steps to her left, so the shortstop for Glasgow throws out the shortstop for Everett. And Glasgow, a nice come-from-behind win. Coach Erica Richard has to be very happy. Glasgow got off and running, a double by Wilkins. Went to third on a ground ball. A big 2-out hit by Kiara Edmonds. Glasgow had a 1-0 lead. Glasgow played a little giveaway in the 2nd inning. Smith and Bestow got base hits after an error was picked off at first base. Nice play by Dana. That turned out big in the inning. But those 2 base hits following the error and the pickoff scored as Glasgow made 4 errors in the inning. Everett had a 2-1 lead. They added to it in the 3rd. DeRose got a leadoff single with 2 outs. She stole second. A big 2-out hit by Nesser. It was 3-1 in favor of Everett. And then Glasgow went to work in the big 5th inning. Kira Collins got hit by a pitch. Mary Collins ripped a triple to make it 3-2. She came around on McHale's base hit to tie the game up. After the 2nd out, Morrow got a base hit. 1st and 2nd. A ground ball to third. Instead of going to first base, the third baseman thought she would get a force at third. Couldn't get there. Turned to throw it to somebody covering. There was nobody there. The error of omission loaded the bases. Extended the inning, and Glasgow made them play. Becca Walker came up and got a big 2-out, 2 RBI single. Dana got a big 2-out RBI single. That's 4 of their runs scoring on 2-out hits. 5 runs in the inning. They were leading 6-3. They added a run in the 6th. Edmonds led with a base hit. An error put runners at first and second. After a force out, a wild pitch moved everybody up. A base hit actually loaded the bases by Brooke Warren. A nice stop by the shortstop stopped him from going in the outfield, loaded the bases. And then the wild pitch, good hustle by Walker, hustling in and scoring the run to make it 7-3. And then Warren goes to work. She retired the last 9 hitters she faced. 10 out of the last 11. And 11 out of the last 14. But after the leadoff double in the 5th, she retired 9 in a row. 10 out of 11. She gives up 7 base hits. None in the last 2 innings. Didn't walk a batter. Struck out 4. And just did her job, and Klasko worked behind her. For Klasko, McHale had a big RBI single. She got 2 hits, 1 for the RBI, scored a run. Wilkins had a double and a single, had another base hit taken away. She scored a run, played very well at first base. Kayla Morrow had a double, a single, scored what proved to be the winning run. Kara Edmonds had a single, a walk, and a single, reached center fielder's choice, knocked in 1 and scored 1. Becca Walker was on base 4 times, a walk, a fielder's choice, an error. She got the big 2 RBI single that knocked in the runs, the winning runs, and she scored the insurance run in the 6th inning on the wild pitch. Maddie Dana had an RBI single. Brooke Warren had 2 hits. Kara Collins got hit by a pitch, scored a run. Mary Collins got a triple, decided that 4-run inning, knocking in the first run and scored the run that tied it. And Brooke Warren got it done on the mound. That shaky 2nd inning cost Klasko a couple of runs. But after the 4 errors, she only gave up the earned run in the 3rd inning, and she shut them down over the last 4 innings, allowing only three runners, 2 singles and a double, and one of those singles was thrown out trying to go to third base. And she retires 9 in a row, finishing up 10 out of 11. Klasko will go to 7-2. Everett will go to 6-5. The final score: Link Classical 7, Everett 3. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.